Good morning, day 20. I am just chilling in Nangaroo and I'm waiting for James from Nico Bay Camp to come across the river, and he's going to take me across to carry on my journey. So I got 15 kilometers roughly today, a bit of road walking and a bit of walking through some estuaries. So James is a bit of a local expert on tides and the route to take, so he's going to give me a little bit of instruction on where I need to head to make sure that I don't drown myself. Yesterday ended all in a bit of a flurry, but so I stayed at the property of a couple of trail angels in Nangaroo called Hilton and Melva, and I've interacted with Hilton quite a bit on the TA Facebook group for many years, and to finally meet was pretty cool. So that was awesome to meet him finally and meet his wife, and yeah, enjoy their hospitality. They run a bed and breakfast there, but they've also set up a little campsite for TA hikers. So just left Nico Bay after getting the lift across the water. A very thorough briefing from James there on what's ahead. They have a arrangement with the Maori who own this land. We make a koha and they allow us through, so incredibly grateful for that. Without this it would be another 22k road walk. So yeah, really one thing on this whole section has really been the gratitude of all of these people who really just out of the goodness of their heart are supporting the trail and us walkers. You know, they're not making money from this. It's not a commercial thing for them, it's purely their generosity and kindness, so very grateful for that. I've reached the river now, so this is the river estuary. We follow up to where they've finally got markers in place that show you where to cross, and then I have instructions on how to tell when it's shallow enough. So the tide is on its way out. So this is the way across behind me. You probably can't see it, there's a little marker just at these mangroves here behind me. And then straight across the other side there's another set of markers, so that's the crossing point. So I've just got the last little stretch to go. I was told this was the bit where it dropped down deeper, but touch wood, it's actually getting shallower. The deepest bit was actually just behind that sandbar behind me. Oh, that was exciting. I forgot to ask James when the track comes off the water, whether you go between the bank and the mangroves or you go outside the mangroves. So I started to go outside the mangroves and it was obvious that there was no track that way, so I had to backtrack. So I've just reached this next little settlement and I've got a big footbridge to go over, and then I've got about 2 kilometers before I start the next crossing. I go about half an hour to get there for the final cut-off. So I made it to the cut-off. just on 3:30, so I've forged in. Just about to head out the river, and that'll be the end of my day for today, and then tomorrow I'll get the boat across to the other side and carry on through to Ocean Beach. So I'm staying at a place called Tidesong, which is a bed and breakfast, so it's much like the place I stayed at last night. It's a bread and breakfast, but they're a couple that have been involved with TA right from the outset. In fact, when they were first finding a route through here, was this couple that actually suggested the crossing of the estuary out in front of their place. So they've literally helped give birth to Te Araroa, and have been hosting walkers ever since. So they've got this little kind of camp set up on the hillside above their property, where they've built a gorgeous outside hot shower. There's a long drop toilet, there's a water supply, and this gorgeous little cabin behind me, as well as some flat areas for tents. So I got quite the feast lined up tonight. So I'm going to sit out here on this gorgeous little picnic table and write in my diary for the last couple of days and enjoy this food. It's a bit windy, but I'm pretty snug in my puffer jacket, so it's all good. Feet are feeling a lot better after about 45 minutes of first aid trying to clean them out, which was horrendously unpleasant. Good morning, day 21. It's 10 to 11 and I am back on trail. So we felt like with the weather and so on that rowing across the estuary was not the best option. So Hugh and Roz from Tidesong very kindly drove me around to where the trail comes out from the estuary so I can carry on my day. Driveway just goes straight up. It's very steep. Whew. Good way to get the blood pumping in the morning. So I'm up at the top of Corrie Mountain, and I've got a beautiful view looking down to Ocean Beach and Bream Head at the mouth of the Whangarei Harbour. I'm just on my way down to Ocean Beach. See the steps cut in the cliff, descend, and then I got 6k along the beach. I've timed it quite well on Ocean Beach. As you can see and probably hear, it's quite rough and windy, and the wind's sort of surging the sea up onto the beach, but it's not long till so tight, so I've got all this, despite that I've got all this nice firm sand to walk on. I'm at this beautiful spot where these trail angels have just set up a little campsite for TA hikers. It's beautiful flat grass, and they've built this amazing shelter. This beautiful big long table. There's a little kind of cooking bench. It's even got a window. They've got filtered drinking water coming in, so you can fill up all your stuff. And then in the shed in behind me up there, they've got a toilet and a solar shower. I'm just once again blown away with the generosity of local people who just let TA hikers come in and camp on their property. It's just unbelievable. One of the things with a long distance hike is that you need lots of the kind of ordinary things that you might have at home, but you can't obviously carry everything you might need, so you have to be a bit innovative and come up with things that can serve multiple purposes, like my little washing line that I've got here. You can see that. So what I did is our bigger tent, our 3-person tent, which we were using with both of us, has a guy line on each corner. So what I did is I removed them and tied them to tiny little carabiners, so that they're detachable, and so I carry them separately, and then I have a few spare pegs. I can use these lines for all sorts of different things, and one of the things I use them for with my trekking poles is to form a little washing line. The other thing that's really handy is these little red bungees. I've got a bunch of bungees. I made some of them myself actually, and they're incredibly handy for all sorts of different things. That's this section done. The plan was to do the Bream Head walk to end this section, but just because of my feet I've cut that early, and I will do that at the start of the next section, or possibly as a day hike with my friends. So I'm getting picked up tomorrow morning by my friend who lives in Whangarei. This is how you do dishes on a through hike. I just do that. Important to do an idiot check even in the tent. Believe it or not, I've actually packed up a tent before with gear still inside it, which was very annoying. But at my last accommodation, I think I've left my camera batteries behind, both of them, my spares. So yeah, I didn't do an idiot check, I was in a rush.